Run up a milli.
activist. He brings a conservative point of view to black issues. His mission, to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project Studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermaine Buxio.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation with me, your gracious host, Jermaine Buxio, on what we call Weekend Rumble Saturday. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's doing well on this beautiful Saturday here in Minneapolis. It is 75 degrees, and let me tell you something, it is beautiful. Not too hot, not too cold, nice, cool breeze. How's everybody doing? Make sure you guys do me a favor, hit that like button, make sure you share. As you guys know, we are being chased by the technocrats, the folks who want to administer what they call truth, right? Absolutely. So I need your help. I need you guys to share and hit that like button. We got a lot to discuss today. And as you guys know, it's 9/11. So it's a very somber day here in our nation. If you listen to people like Ilhan Omar, the diaper lady, she'll tell you some people did some things. This is what she said. Some people died, some people did some things. That's Ilhan Omar and her ilk when they speak about 9/11. The liberals today, let me tell you something. They cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and they're retarded. On a day like this, you know what they're doing? They're being losers. They're being losers. On a day like this, ladies and gentlemen, you know what these fools are talking about? Islamic phobia. I kid you not. On 9/11, liberals are focused on how Muslim Americans feel. I kid you not. We're going to speak about that today because I want people to see their agenda, how they don't care about Americans. They don't care about this country. They only care about their agenda. I need you guys to see this. So please, oh, please help a brother out. Make sure you share, especially on Facebook. We need some shares. We need people to see what's going on. All right? Absolutely. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get rocking. Our first one up here, I want to speak about 9/11 here. Now, I remember 9/11 when it happened. I was in junior high. I believe I was maybe in 7th grade when this happened. And it's almost like the whole world stopped. We were brought into the cafeteria where all the TVs were, and for the whole rest of the day, we were watching what happened. We had people whose families were in New York. We had folks whose families were actually in the Trade Center, believe it or not. So 9/11 rocked a lot of people's families, a lot of people's souls in this nation. And when we have people like Ilhan Omar, who bring her dusty ass, and let me tell you something, I ain't gonna play around with her. She's dust. She brought her dusty ass from Somalia, lint in her pocket, had to make up a lie to get into this country. And for her to say, ladies and gentlemen, some people did some things. That's outrageous. And I'm letting you know, it's out-stinking-rageous. But yet, people like her are able to still be in office and make policies that go against good folks here in America. I want to go ahead and show you guys this video here. And this was put out by National Geographic. Very short clip, but it's a very important clip. Because it reminds you, ladies and gentlemen, the freedoms we have here and how we have people who want to take that away. Make sure you share. I want to speak about this here. Here we go.
We knew at that moment that our problem just doubled in size. So at that point, we met in a football huddle. And Deputy Chief, the Division Chief Pete Hayden, gave us an order. Half of us would stay in the North Tower. The other half would proceed to the South Tower.
Then it was my turn. It was my turn to go stand in front of Chief Hayden. Our orders were to go upstairs in the North Tower for search and rescue. And one of the firemen from Rescue 1 looked up and he said, "We may not live through today." And we stopped and we thought about what he said. I said, "You're right, we may not." And we stopped and we took the time to shake each other's hands and wish each other good luck. And it's great knowing you. And hope I see you later. And of all those guys I was surrounded by, I'm the only one that's alive. They all died.
And I want to stop it right here. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys share. I want to stop it right here. A lot of people were affected by this tragedy, by this terrorist attack on 9/11. There are firefighters, ladies and gentlemen, who are still fighting for health care because they decided to risk their lives to save others. Jon Stewart from The Daily Show, I hope you guys know who he is, right? He was a liberal. Well, he is a liberal. He went to Congress to fight for these folks here. The ones that caught a whole bunch of cancer and all sorts of health problems because they decided to go and do the work that most folks will never do. I want people to understand how crazy our nation is. You guys remember that, right? Jon Stewart. He went to at least 2 or 3 congressional hearings, bringing this type of situation to light. And it's funny that, you know, in America, we say we care. But then when we get down to the nitty gritty of the thing, you know, we have to pull teeth for people to care. So I want folks to understand that in our world here, nothing is as it seems. But one thing we should rely on is our human-to-human compassion and interaction. Things that keep us together. Now, with all the stuff that has been going on in our nation, when this happened, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you, it brought folks together. No matter who you were. No matter, ladies and gentlemen, what political aisle you were on back then. Do you understand? This brought everybody together. And now look where we're at right now. It's almost like it was a dream. So I want people to see this. I want people to remember the folks that have lost their lives saving others and the folks who have died in this terrible tragedy. This is something that liberals don't want to show because they know that it brings morale here in the nation. It brings unity. That's what it brings. So I'm very upset right now with the coverage coming from the mainstream media. Because what they're doing is a disservice to the people who have died and the people, ladies and gentlemen, who are today suffering. Now, I want to go ahead and show you guys this. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. I need your help, all right? I need your help. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my girl, Teresa Capone. She just donated here. Took the $5 challenge. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. And says, thank you for coming on this Saturday. Shout out to you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Moving forward, I want to show you guys this here. Make sure you guys share, please, for me. I want to go ahead and show you guys this. It deals with the liberals. I want you guys to take a look at what they put out on 9/11 here today. I want you guys to look at the headline at the bottom. Remember, it's 9/11. I want you guys to look at the headline on the bottom. This comes from MSNBC or MSLSD, whatever you want to call these folks. Take a look. America remembers 20 years later. 20 years after 9/11. Islamophobia still persists. What? I want people to see this. I want folks to see this. We're talking about 9/11 right now. A day of mourning. And we have MSNBC telling ya, screw ya. We care about the Muslims. Islamophobia. Holy smokes. Ladies and gentlemen, holy gosh darn smokes. I want people to see that. 9/11 today. 9/11. A day of mourning. And they're worrying about Muslims. They're worried about Islamophobia. This is the propaganda in our country here. Shout out to Sherry Ann Skaggs. Sweetheart, it's such a disgrace, let me tell you. It's a disgrace. It's an embarrassment. And I want folks to understand that. It's an embarrassment. Instead of them to speak about the families, speak about the people who lost their lives. They're worried about the Muslims and how they feel. I want to go ahead and run this when I come back. I want to flame these folks to high heaven. My goodness gracious. 9/11 and these fools are worried about how Muslims feel. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, we live in a clown world. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. Shout out to Elaine Gertson. She says, can't go a damn day without them pushing their narrative. Sweetheart, I'm saying, one gosh darn day, people died. Gosh darn it, give it a rest. But nope, they're back to it. Hit that like button.
For American Muslims, 9/11 brought the same loss felt by every American, but it also triggered an onslaught of anti-Muslim sentiment that has only risen in the decades since. In 2002, just 25% of Americans believed Islam was more likely than other religions to encourage violence. Now, that number is at 50%, according to Pew Research. Joining me now is my good friend and MSNBC anchor Yasmin Vasugian, who sat down with a panel of American Muslims to reflect on the last 20 years. So quite a conversation, Yasmin. What did you learn from this panel, and what did they have to tell you about their experiences?
Eamon, it was actually such an emotional conversation.
Emotional.
A couple of the panelists actually, tearing
bet
up
it was.
during it, kind of recounting the moments on 9/11 and how their lives changed.
Yasmin is a Muslim herself.
It really was a turning point for so many people across this country and across the world for so many different reasons. Obviously, being so tragic, the downfall of those towers and the lives lost there. But for these American Muslims, they had a very different experience in that their safety and security in their own communities, the questioning of who they were and what they stood for, were coming into question in this country with the rise of Islamophobia because of the Twin Towers
Holy
and the loss there.
smokes.
So I want to sit down with them and have a frank conversation about that. Let's listen.
I remember thinking I should go home and just feeling like fear.
My wife goes down to ground zero for the next several days.
Wow.
And sets up the first triage centers and the first pharmacies. Somebody said to her, a fellow Arab, said to her, "I'd cover my name if I was you."
At one point, a guidance counselor said to my face, we don't want your kind here. You have to leave." And I was there to ask whether I should be in AP chemistry.
We were throwing a birthday party for my brother, and my father, who's in his 70s, was assaulted by his neighbor, punched in the face.
These people need to
and
go to
called,
hell.
You look like you're from ISIS.
When people looked at me, they looked at the hijab before they looked at anything. Having people question that really your son is a National Guardsman, and then to be a part of a family that has
Absolutely. Let me go ahead and
members.
stop it here right now. And I don't care who I offend. Let me go ahead and stop it right now. Ma'am, this is only what we call, ladies and gentlemen, logic and common sense here. This is only what we call human natural behavior. There are folks who are like that who have your same crazy cockamamie religion. These folks killed thousands of Americans. The Muslim communities, ladies and gentlemen, by and large and by whole, did not stand up and say, you know what? We don't associate with these people here, right? What we believe is totally different from what they believe. You guys did not do that. You didn't. When we have folks practicing Sharia law in our country, doing what we call honor killings, and you guys are quiet, I have a problem. So when you're sitting here saying, well, they looked at me like I was a terrorist, and yeah, they did. Absolutely, they should. It's a natural response. Natural. This is crazy. Ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. These people have the same religion. You guys have the same outlook. How do we know that you're not doing it? How do we know? Why? Because you just tell us? There has to be another way. And when good Americans say, hey, these folks who look just like you, the one with the hijab, big ass beard and everything, who look just like you, Mahmoud and them, they say that they have the same gosh darn religion you practice. The same religion that led to thousands of Americans dying. Can't we be suspicious? Is that wrong, ladies and gentlemen? 1 for yes, 2 for no. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Are we wrong to be suspicious of Muslims in this country when they have not, by and large, stood up and say, no, we don't associate with them. No, we don't have the same thought process. No, we don't practice the same stuff. Are we wrong? 1 for yes, 2 for no. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Bingo, bango. 2s across the border. No, we're not wrong. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, you need strong alphas up. You need good Republicans who can stand up and speak like this. Because an idiot, a buffoon, a weak rhino would run when they hear this type of emotion. Now, will she be valid with some of the stuff she says? In a sense, yes. But we are valid in our outlook, our emotion, and our logic. It's reasonable for us to think like this. And anybody telling you it's not, they're crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, they're crazy. Holy smokes. I mean, it's simple logic. Simple logic. All we want to know is, hey, you guys have not stood up. You guys have not came up and said, you know what, we're not going to practice this. You have not done that. So it leads us to believe that, hey, maybe you guys are for it. It leads us to believe that, hey, maybe you guys can do the same thing. Ideology, let me tell you, is a mother. So we're not going to be sitting here, being bombarded by emotional crap because Muslims in this country don't want to pick sides. Either you're an American or you're not. Point blank, period. And if you're going to practice the same religion that allowed folks to come here and kill us, we're going to have a problem with it. You should know we will have a problem with it. We shouldn't be shunned. We shouldn't be shamed. We shall not be embarrassed because we have a logical, reasonable, natural response to this. My goodness gracious. We got to wake up. We got to wake up. Let me go ahead and give somebody a shout out here. I want to go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and give a shout out to my guy, Robert Marvin. Took the $5 challenge. Says, Jermaine, you're flaming. Absolutely. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. And it says 5 for 5. 5 for 5. 5 donations for $5. We can do it. All this hard work a brother's doing, giving you guys this content, help a brother out, throw some in the tip jar. Shout out to Robert Marvin. Watching through Facebook, donated through Cash App. Shout out to you. Moving forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. This got to get out to a lot of these Republicans here. We have a lot of Republican politicians who watch this show. Believe it or not, they need to hear this. Because the fact that MSNBC, these liberals will run to these Muslims and say, hey, it's Islamophobia, so it's 9/11, this and that. You need to shut it down. This is nonsense. Instead of them to worry about good Americans who lost their lives, Americans who are still suffering because of the results of these folks, what they're doing, ladies and gentlemen, is pushing their narrative, right? And when they bring up Islamophobia, ladies and gentlemen, you know who they're pointing at? They're pointing at white folks. So I want white folks to wake up. While they speak about, ladies and gentlemen, Islamophobia, they're pointing at the white man. So I want white people to wake up when you hear that. Moving forward, make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. Help a brother out. All right? I need your help. I do. Look at how crazy these fools are. All right? Next one up. I want to go ahead and show you what Biden said earlier today. Biden came out and he calls for national unity. Biden He's calling for national unity. I want folks to understand this. A man who is trying to mandate something to go inside your body. A man who, since he took that seat, has been pushing out nothing but division, says that he's calling for a return to national unity. He's out of his mind. Here we go. Make sure you share.
On this 9/11, like every 9/11, I'm thinking about my friend Davis, who I grew up with in Delaware. On this day 20 years ago, he and his family had just passed the first year without their youngest of 3 sons, Teddy, who died in a boating accident at age 15. And his eldest son, Davis Jr., was just 6 days into the new job on the 104th floor of the South Tower, the World Trade Center. Davis went straight to ground zero to search for his son. He searched deep into the last inning of hope, as he put it. A few days later, I spoke with Davis and talked to his fathers who know. I was on my way to speak to the students at the University of Delaware about what to make of the new world we were in. He told me to tell people, quote, "Don't be afraid." He said, "Tell them, don't be afraid." The absolute courage it took after 2 unimaginable losses is extraordinary. Yet the most ordinary of American things, to know life can be unfair and uncertain, a cruel twist of accident or deliberate act of evil, but even in darkness, to still be the light. To the families of the 2,977 people from more than 90 nations killed on September 11th, 2001 in New York City, Arlington, Virginia, and Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and the 1,000 more who were injured. America and the world commemorate you and your loved ones, the pieces of your soul. We honor all those who risked and gave their lives in the minutes, hours, months, and years afterwards. The firefighters, police officers.
Yep, the ones that you
EMTs
try to
and
refuse
construction
pay for
workers
it.
and doctors and
Absolutely.
nurses, faith leaders, service members, veterans, and all of the everyday people who gave their all to rescue, recover, and rebuild. But it's so hard, whether it's the first year or the 20th. Children have grown up without parents, and parents have suffered without children. Husbands and wives have had to find ways forward without their partners in their life with them. Brothers and sisters, uncles and aunts, loved ones and friends have had to celebrate birthdays and milestones with a hole in their heart. No matter how much time has passed, these commemorations bring everything painfully back, as if you just got the news a few seconds ago. And so on this day, Jill and I hold you close in our hearts.
Jill and I hold you close in our heart.
For people around the world that you'll never know, who are suffering through their own losses, who see you, your courage. Your courage gives them courage that they too can get up and keep going. And we hope that 20 years later, the memory of your beloved brings a smile to your lips, even while still bringing a tear to your eye. The days that followed September 11th, 2001, we saw heroism everywhere, in places expected and unexpected. We also saw something.
And I'm going to stop it right here. I can't listen to anymore. So that's Joe Biden there. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I can't listen to any more of that. He's calling for a true sense of maybe a producer said I should let it run for about 10 more seconds.
Sense of national unity. Unity and resilience, the capacity to recover and repair in the face of trauma. Unity and service. The 9/11 generation stepping up to serve.
Wow. All right, producer, that's it. That is it. There you go. So he called for national unity. All that jibber jabber he was given. This was a pre-recorded statement. He didn't even have enough respect to do it live. right? He had to do it pre-recorded. What a loser. That's Joe Biden. The same guy who couldn't even look at the family members who lost their loved ones in Afghanistan. Remember? He kept talking about his son, Bo. Yeah, I know you lost your son. I know you lost your daughter to the Taliban. They were in a firefight. I understand that, but my son, Bo, when he got out, let me tell you something. He was my best son. He had a stroke and he died. So I understand. That's Joe Biden running a finesse game. So these are the liberals who claim to care about America. But in all actuality, when you sit down, when you listen to them, when you look at the stuff that they're doing, ladies and gentlemen, you know what happens? You see their true nature. They're not for anything they're talking about. They're for lying and pushing their narrative. So that's Joe Biden. That's him. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. I want to go ahead and move forward. I want to speak about a white woman who's causing up a storm in Texas right now. Let me tell you. All right. This white woman was at a school board meeting, all right, in Leander, Texas. This woman is identified by the name of Cheryl. I don't know her last name, all right, but she read some lyrics to a song that is in the English 3 curriculum at this school. And she's very upset that the English curriculum at this school district is allowing this type of, how can I say, assignment, this type of curriculum to go out. She is reading off NWA's F the Police. Okay, and if you know NWA, it's niggas with an attitude, right? It was a group way back in the day. I had Eazy-E. I had Dr. Dre. Did it have Dr. Dre? I'm not sure. But it had, I think, Snoop and what's his name? Ice Cube in there. All right? NWA, niggas with an attitude. All right? It was one of the first groups that, the Luciferians pushed out to really change this nation, right? The gangster rap, right? The liberals are using gangster rap culture and interjecting the immorality of the gangster rap culture into history lessons, English lessons, ladies and gentlemen, and trying to use it as a racial tool, saying that, hey, you see these black folks, when they were doing this back then, they felt oppressed by white people at this time. And I want good folks of America to understand this is very evil. Very evil. I want you guys to take a look at this white woman. Let me tell you something. That I'm telling you, white conservative women, the conservative women, period, no matter what color they are, they're standing up. I don't know about the guys. But I know the women are. And I've said this before. Here we go. Make sure you share.
I don't know if they fags or what. Search a nigga down and grab his nuts. And on the other hand, without a gun, they can't get none, but don't let it be a black and white one, because they'll slam you down to the street top, black police showing out for the white cop. Ice Cube will swarm on any motherfucker in a blue uniform. Just because I'm from the CPT, punk police are afraid of me. A young nigga on a warpath. And when I'm finished, it's going to be a bloodbath of cops dying in L.A. Yo, Dre, I'm something to say. Fuck the police, fuck. Fuck the police, fuck. You get the gist. This is in your curriculum. How do you defend that? Are you proud? Your curriculum, this is what you're teaching our kids. It's sick. It's sick.
Bow. This white woman is being chased by the black mafia. The black mob of morons, buffoons, idiots, and people who are raised by the mama. Because, ladies and gentlemen, she spoke out against the nonsense. I want people to understand this. She spoke out against the nonsense. They're teaching this nonsense to your children in school. NWA, shouldn't be taught anywhere. Niggas with an attitude shouldn't be taught anywhere. And what white liberals are trying to do is try to use rap as a tool to show children that, hey, see, black Americans, they were struggling and they used rap music to express, the struggles that they were going through. See, the cops back then were killing them. But what the white liberals that are teaching this nonsense are not telling these children is that, hey, the black Americans back then were into gangs, right? They weren't doing the right thing. They were shooting and killing other blacks. White folks weren't behind that. They won't do that because they're pushing a narrative. We got some more folks in here. I want you guys to see what this white woman uncovered and what they're teaching to the children in a Texas school district. Take a look at this. Once more again. And I'm proud of her too. She said the word nigga and everything. I want white folks to get over that. You see how it rolled off her tongue real nice? Man, what a woman. Here we go.
I don't know if they fags or what. Search a nigga down and grab his nuts. And on the other hand, without a gun, they can't get none, but don't let it be a black and white one, because they'll slam you down to the street top, black police showing out for the white cop. Ice Cube will swarm on any motherfucker in a blue uniform. Just because I'm from the CPT, punk police are afraid of me. A young nigga on a warpath. And when I'm finished, it's going to be a bloodbath of cops dying in L.A. Yo, Dre, I'm something to say. Fuck the police, fuck. Fuck the police, fuck. You get the gist. This is in your curriculum. How do you defend that? Are you proud? Your curriculum. This is what you're teaching our kids. It's sick. It's sick.
There you go. There you go. And it is sick. She's absolutely correct. The problem I have with rap music nowadays is that most folks don't understand rap music nowadays. That's my problem. Rap music is not how it used to be back then. It has morphed into a criminal organization. Most rap artists are affiliated through a gang. Rap music is a tool for gangs to make money. And people don't understand that. That's why I'm not for rap music anymore. I want white Americans to understand the more you listen to, the more you buy rap music, you are contributing to Negroes shooting and killing each other in the street. And I want you to understand that. I want you to. All your favorite top rappers are in a gang. I want you to know that. And I want white Americans to use common sense here. I want you to know this. They're in a gang. And the money that you give to, all the plays that you do on Spotify and everything, goes into the gang's pocket. They don't tell you this. The rappers let you know that they're in a gang. Why do you think so many get shot and killed? Ladies and gentlemen, wake up. Liberals won't tell you this. I wish I was in office. I'd come up with a bill right away that will ban rap music. It will ban propping up a criminal organization, because through this rap music is propping up criminal organizations. Do you understand? I wish liberals would talk about this. They're not going to. Where are the Republicans on this? You want to save our culture? You want to stop blacks from shooting and killing each other? Stop the influence. It's not hard to see this. All you have to do is ask questions. And if it was me, I'd put out a law saying that no criminal organization can profit off of, any type of entertainment industry and any sort of thing like that, because that's what they do. They know that what white America wants. Their executives know what they want. They know what your children want. They want the Negroes tap dancing with a gun on the screen because they know it sells. They know that black Americans who are raised by the mama are going to pick that up and tap dance as well. So we have to understand what's going on, right? I understand that America here, the average IQ is around 90, right? That's, the cusp of average to below average. And I want folks to understand that's the average person here in America. The average person here in America has a very low IQ. They're just at the cusp of average and below average. So when we speak about these things, it doesn't register to a lot of folks because, ladies and gentlemen, their reasoning in their brain, their logic in their brain is not up to par. So don't feel bad when we see folks who can't understand it. Don't you feel bad about them. You move past them, because that's our society right now. Since we've introduced TV, since we got rid of the father, since we destroyed the family, IQ has dropped lower than a horse panties on a hot Sunday. And let me tell you something, it is dropping. It is dropping. So I want to let you guys know that. All right? I just want to let you guys know that. Shout out to Elaine Garrettson. Elaine Garrettson says, just have white women read the lyrics out loud. No. I mean, that would be real nice. You just have a white woman destroy the song as soon as the Negro put it out. You get what I'm saying? You just have it here. Another Negro put out a trashy song. Once you come up here, yep, go ahead and destroy it. Yeah, somebody asked about Will Smith. They don't like Will Smith. Will Smith was a commercial rapper. He didn't speak about killing, drug dealing, or none of that. So he got booted. To rap nowadays, if you're not rapping about shooting, killing, drug dealing, or being in some gang, they ain't going to put you up there. They are not. And that is our culture. That is our fault. And the fact of the matter that gangs in this country are getting rich, buku millions of dollars by using rap artists and extracting wealth from them to fund gangs, people, you better wake up. Lil Wayne, Cardi B, all your favorite black women, black men on TV tap dancing like that. Look, yeah, you see how badly they tap dancing? Yeah. They tap dancing. And let me tell you something, all that tap dancing they're doing, somebody out there, ladies and gentlemen, wants to give them money. Shout out to Jessica Cola. Jessica Cola says, Jermaine, PayPal is garbage. Garbage. says get Venmo and I'll hit that $5 challenge. You know, I will. For next show we'll put out a Venmo. I don't have a Venmo account, but people have been telling me to get one because they say it's better than PayPal. So we'll do that. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Brenda Gibson. Says I really appreciate you, Jermaine, and the truth you bring us every day. Following from Tennessee. Shout out to you, sweetheart. Thank you so much here. Absolutely. Make sure you guys share. Next one up here, ladies and gentlemen, I want to speak about AOC. She's in the news once more again. And AOC, let me tell you, she's crazy. AOC is calling out landlords for not participating in the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. So right now, as you guys know, the eviction moratorium has been extended to October 12th, I believe. I believe that's the day that they have extended it to. But they still have talks in the works to try to extend it to early next year sometime. I don't know when that time will be, but the talks are in the works right now. And for a lot of folks out there who are hurting, they have what they call Emergency Rental Assistance Program. And this program is hinged on the participation of the landlords, all right? And what they're seeing here with the participation of the landlords is that they don't want to participate in this Emergency Rental Assistance Program. The landlords don't want to at all. And one of the reasons why they don't want to is because one of the caveats of this program is that they cannot evict the person out, right? That's one of the caveats. Another caveat, ladies and gentlemen, is that they have to wait a certain time to receive the funds, all right? Yes, there's so many stipulations with this Emergency Rental Assistance Program. And the last thing here that you're not going to hear being discussed by AOC and the rest of these clowns is that, ladies and gentlemen, the morality factor, okay? If you are a landlord in this crucial time and you have a troubled tenant, the tenant said that they're not going to pay you, right? The tenant gives you lip, gives you attitude. The last thing you want to do as a landlord is to keep a problem tenant in your property, right? You could care less if the person who needs to stay there needs your help. You're doing whatever you can to make sure that that person gets the F out of your property. Do you understand? And it's not just because they couldn't pay the rent. Most of the time you'll see that they'll say they can't pay while they're collecting unemployment. They can't pay while they receive the PPP loan, right? They can't pay and, they're working out of the house. They can't pay because legally right now they're not required to pay. That's a morality issue. And if you're a landlord, you want good people with good morals on your property. You're not going to want to help a scumbag stay on your property just because the government is offering you some cash. Nope. Let me say it again. Nope. So the morality issue is there, and that's something that liberals don't care about. You screw up, you burn your bridge, and let me tell you something, your ass is grass. Let me go ahead and run this. Here we go. Make sure you guys share. Help a brother out.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair, for hosting this hearing. And as Representative Dean had mentioned earlier, we had just experienced devastating floods for which my district was ground zero in New York City on the floods from Hurricane Ida. And this has been a travesty in my district. We have lost 12 people in these floods. And the connection here is that in almost every person lost to the floods, it was related to our housing crisis. The lack of available housing stock and the fear of eviction has existed even prior to the pandemic, and the pandemic has only made it worse, to the point that people are seeking alternatives to the housing stock that are often dangerous. Now, that being said, speaking about those longstanding inequities, many low-income renters struggle to make ends meet even before the pandemic. And with the lapsing of unemployment, the striking of the eviction moratorium, all of these things have placed renters in an even more perilous position. We've discussed about some of the difficulties, and the committee has addressed some of the difficulties in state implementation, but I also want to talk a little bit about the difficulties in getting these funds out with a small segment, the segment of landlords who are refusing to participate in emergency rental assistance. Now, Ms. Yentl, is there evidence that lack of tenant participation is a widespread problem for the emergency rental assistance program?
I have not seen any evidence or data to show that there's a widespread problem of tenants not participating. There is clear evidence of tenants not completing applications, which points to inaccessible and overly complicated applications that need to be simplified.
Okay, I see. And would you say that in relation to tenant participation, is lack of landlord participation in the program more of a frequent problem that we're noticing?
We have seen evidence of this, yes. In a survey that we and others did, about 44% of program administrators said that landlords refusing to participate in ERA programs was a challenge. And from some of the more recent conversations, I would say that that number has likely grown.
So that means that when landlords refuse to participate, some emergency rental assistance programs are not required to provide assistance directly to tenants, and they could face eviction or homelessness if their landlord vetoes the application. Is that right?
That is right. Unfortunately, it's optional for program administrators to utilize direct-to-tenant assistance if landlords participate. And we're seeing that only about 28% of all ERA programs are explicitly allowing direct-to-tenant assistance. That means there are many tenants who are having their application closed, are not getting any of the assistance they need because the landlord has refused to participate.
Absolutely.
Something I've been seeing, folks. So if you are a tenant and you want to make right on your back rent,
get up and get a gosh darn job.
Program. If your landlord has been trying to get you out, they can refuse in the majority of programs to accept your rental assistance and evict you, and use that as grounds to evict you. Is that
absolutely
correct?
That is correct, and we're
absolutely, and they shall. Let me go ahead and stop it right here. AOC and her big ass glasses, big dummy ass glass. I don't even know what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. And I was speaking to my wife about this. Maybe it's just me. I understand I'm getting up there in age. I understand that. What's going on with these glasses? Back in the day, the glasses weren't that big. Is that the new fashion? The bigger the glasses, the more, better it is? What's the deal? Sitting over here with these big ass mirrors on top of her face here. Look at her. Reflecting everything in the world except for her own logic. No logic there. Big ass glasses. You would think she'd be able to see truth with those big ass glasses she got on. Can't see nothing though. Still blind as a rat. AOC. She's worried about tenants who are trying to stiff landlords. That's what she's worried about. These landlords are not going to participate in this program, and they're trying to get folks out of their property. Absolutely they are. That's a smart thing for them to do, ma'am. They would rather have the property sit with rats and roaches. Ladies and gentlemen, rats and roaches. Rather than letting a scumbag tenant and their snotty-nosed children screw up their property. You ask around. I know it. I know it. I know it. You ask around, and you will not find a tenant who will go along. Find a landlord who will go along with this program. They would have to be dumb, retarded, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs to go along with it. Because if you're in the rental industry, you're into bricks and mortar, your incentive is profit, ma'am. That's what your incentive is. That's why people get into it. I mean, it's not a mystery, right? You get into it so that you can make a profit. That's number one. And after making a profit, you get your secondary things like helping folks get a place, right, that need one, and so forth and so forth. But the number one incentive is profit. Man, I mean, I'm telling you, IQs are low in America here. Number one is profit. If they can't make a profit, why the hell would they allow somebody to stay in their property? Makes no sense. Again, like I said, most landlords will rather have the property sit with ghosts, with demons, with rats and roaches, right? Rather than letting a tenant sit there with their snotty-nosed kids effing up their property. And I don't think liberals understand this. When you're a liberal, you think everything's free, right? OPM, other people's money. You're always looking to use other people's money, other people's struggle. And when it comes down to you using your own wealth, using your own resources, you don't want to do it. AOC, let me tell you something. She is a quintessential liberal. Crazy as they come, moronic, dumb, retarded, and ready to use other people's money. Let me tell you that. That's a liberal in a nutshell. Walking around with other people's money in their pocket, right? Trying to give you suggestions. That's a liberal. Let me go ahead and give a shout out to a very special lady here. Donated through Cash App. I want to go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and give a shout out to my girl. And let me pull this up here. Kelly Land. Kelly Land took the $5 challenge. I believe we need like 3 more folks. Shout out to Kelly Land, beautiful woman. She's on. I believe she's on. What is it? You're on YouTube. Shout out to you. Absolutely. Yeah, OPM. Other people's money. That's what they love, OPMs. Run around with OPMs in their pocket. Here, I can pay for it, all right? All right, let me pull out my big checkbook. All right. It says, we the people on my checkbook. I just want to let you know it's not my money. It's the people's money. Where can I send this to? All right, China. All right, that's her. Moving forward, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share, help a brother out. I need your help. Next one up here, ladies and gentlemen. I want to go ahead and show you guys this video here that's absolutely crazy. It is. And it has to deal with a flight attendant that made an announcement, all right? A lot of people are speaking about this, and they believe it's a little bit overboard. I want you guys to take a look at this. A flight attendant, and I believe this might have been on a Delta airline here, she decided that she was fed up with people sleeping on the flight without their mask. And she decided to make an announcement that really pissed off a lot of folks. I want to go ahead and show you guys this. When it comes back, I want to speak about it. Here we go. Here we go. What's taking this thing so okay? Hold on here for a sec. Okay.
Education should be affordable for all.
All right. Sorry about that. I had lost it for some reason.
Face covering. I know it's a 46
Here we go.
Flight. Y'all look tired. We already established that. So you might fall asleep. If that face covering is not on your face properly, I will wake you up, and I do not care. Okay? I will be annoying. We don't have to be annoying, but I will be. So I already see some noses right now. And we got COVID tests on board. We will swab you. Okay? It's going to be free. We're going to give you
I want you guys to hear it again.
And we see you without your face covering. I know it's a 46-minute flight. Y'all look tired. We already established that. So you might fall asleep. If that face covering is not on your face properly, I will wake you up, and I do not care. Okay? I will be annoying. We don't have to be annoying, but I will be. So I already see some noses right now. And we got COVID tests on board. We will swab you. Okay? It's going to be free. We're going to give you
There you go. There you go. So we have a flight attendant, ladies and gentlemen, who's out of control. And this is the type of nonsense that's going on. Out of control. People are sleeping on the plane, so they need to wear a mask while they're sleeping as well. And if they don't have a mask, you're going to go and wake them up. This is what she said. This is what she said. She said that they have tests on there. They will swab you. Ladies and gentlemen, she's speaking to the folks like they're children. These people think they have control. They have power. They don't. This is nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Threatening the swab folks, have them take a test. All sorts of nonsense. But this is what's going on in our nation. Going on in our nation. Shout out to Sharon Clark Tyler. Yeah, Ebonics through the roof. You know, that's that No Child Left Behind crap. Ebonics. You knew when she was speaking she was a ghetto wench, right? Yeah, let's hear it again. Let's hear the ghetto
I know
wench.
it's a 46-minute flight. Y'all look tired.
Y'all look tired.
So you might fall asleep. If that face covering is not on your face properly, I will wake you up, and I do not care.
Sound like a ghetto black wench.
I will be annoying.
I know you will, but ghetto black wench.
But I will be. So I already see some noses right now. And we got COVID tests on board. We will swab you. Okay, it's going to be free. We're going to give you
There you go. We gonna guarantee, yeah. Black ghetto. No, you're not with your ghetto ass nails. You're not going to. Try me. Try me. Ridiculous. Yeah, you knew she was a ghetto black wench. Yeah, you heard it in her voice. Shoot, brother like me, I would have got up. Shoot, you got this ghetto wench on here. I'm out. I'll take the next flight. Hit me up when Becky is the flight attendant. Lakeisha, we don't do Lakeishas. Moving forward, I want to show you guys this crazy video coming out of Australia, ladies and gentlemen. This has to deal with COVID and not wearing a mask. Apparently, ladies and gentlemen, in Sydney, Australia, the police there was trying to arrest a man for not wearing a mask. Apparently, during this arrest, the guy had a serious medical I don't even know if it was a reaction or some sort of episode. He suffered a cardiac arrest. Apparently, this man has some sort of underlying conditions that prevented him from wearing a mask, and the police didn't care. And they ended up trying to arrest him, and the man suffered a heart attack. This thing went viral. I want you guys to see this. All across the world, they're showing this video. This is how crazy it is. The mask is leading folks to lose their life. Here we go.
Get the fuck up there. Come away, fuck off. I'm telling you. It's not fun. It's not high. He's the hot problem. Get the fucking ambulance. What are you fucking doing to him? Look at it. Call the ambulance. Call the ambulance. Call the ambulance. I don't understand where you're putting your handcuffs on someone who's unconscious.
Wow. So I'm going to stop it right here. So the man suffered a heart attack because of this nonsense here. And the reason why I played these two clips, ladies and gentlemen, is to show you how crazy it's getting just over a mask. Just over a mask. That's how crazy it's getting. Now, I got two folks I want to give a shout out to. First shout out I want to give to is my guy, Tim Mack. He's on YouTube. Shout out to you. Tim, I gave you mod status. I added you to the Wrench Club, Tim, so shout out to you. Thank you so much for taking the $5 challenge. And somebody else here, too. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my girl, Sharon Tyler. She donated $911. Shout out to you. Says, never forget. Absolutely. Never forget. Even when the liberals, ladies and gentlemen, are trying to make everybody forget. 9/11 today, instead of them to be speaking about the heroes, they're worrying about the Muslims. Islamophobia. Let me tell you, they are crazy. They are. What an embarrassment. Moving forward here, make sure you guys do me a favor, hit that like button, make sure you share. So we just got done speaking about people having masks, right? We've been speaking about mandates this whole week. There's a question that we've had, me and you, probably everybody and their mama has had this question. And it finally got, answered. And let me tell you something. The answer will probably piss you off. The question is, ladies and gentlemen, there's a vaccine mandate for Americans and not immigrants crossing the border, right? Why is it? Why is there? I want to go ahead and show you guys this video here. It deals with Jen Psaki. Jen Psaki is asked this question. Hey, Jen, are we getting this correct? There is a mandate for vaccines for Americans, but not for the people crossing the border. Is that correct? And you know what she says? Plainly, yeah. Yep, that's correct. Crazy. Take a look. Make sure you guys share.
It's a requirement for people at a business with more than 100 people. It is not a requirement for migrants at the southern border. Why?
That's correct. Go ahead.
Bow. That quick. It's over. She said, yes, that's correct. And she moved on. Did you guys get that? There's a mandate for American citizens, but not for the migrants. Yes. And she moved on. She's not going to answer why, but she's letting you know, yes, that's what the deal is. Sorry. I want people to see it once more again. Raggedy Ann and this criminal organization is letting you know right up front. Right up front. Yes, there's a mandate for Americans. These folks with dust on their feet coming here, nope, there's no mandate for them. Take a look once more again.
It's a requirement for people at a business with more than 100 people. It is not a requirement for migrants at the southern border. Why?
That's correct. Go ahead.
That's correct. Go ahead. So, yeah, that's happening. But shut your stinking mouth. Next one. That's exactly what she did. Some people are still in shock about it. Let me play it again. Let me play it again because, ladies and gentlemen, had this been a Trump administration, no way he could get away with this. If this was Kelly McKinney, no way. No stinking way, ladies and gentlemen. If this was Sarah Huckabee, no way. Raggedy Ann, skates free. Once more again, I want you to see it.
It's a requirement for people at a business with more than 100 people. It is not a requirement for migrants at the southern border. Why?
That's correct. Go ahead.
That's correct. Go ahead. There you go. So Jen Psaki let you know, yeah, everything that we said was correct. Yeah, there's a mandate for us citizens, but they don't care about the migrants. And she ain't going to answer any more questions of why. They're just not. Sorry. That's the administration we have. Holy smokes. I mean, that's some gangster right there. That's some gangster shit. It is. That's a gangster for you. The gangster letting you know straight up, hey, we ain't going to be playing that. Gangsters, that's the way they talk. That's the way they do, ladies and gentlemen. That's a gangster for you. And you know who else is a gangster? A woman by the name of Kamala Knee Pads Harris. She got the thickest knee pads around, let me tell you. The thickest. The thickest, let me tell you. Kamala Knee Pads Harris, ladies and gentlemen. Jumping up and down about the Texas abortion ban. Says it's real bad. This is what she's saying. And while she's saying it's real bad, ladies and gentlemen, she goes ahead and speaks about the government intruding in people's well-being decisions. I kid you not. I want you guys to see this hypocrisy. I need you guys to see it. We're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, a woman here and her administration who is pushing a vaccine on you, using the government to interfere in your well-being decisions. This is what she's doing. And then, ladies and gentlemen, she will tell you, hey, you have to get it. When it comes to abortion, ladies and gentlemen, all of a sudden now, she's for the government getting out of people's well-being decision. So you can see the hypocrisy. You can see the agenda. Vaccine, government in your well-being decisions. She's for that, right? Abortion, government and well-being decisions. She's not for that. Holy smokes. Let's go ahead and run it. Make sure you share.
When people are able to design their lives in a way that they can determine their own futures, we are a stronger democracy and we are a stronger nation. When people are able to make choices without government interference for themselves in terms of their well-being and the well-being of their family in consultation with whomever they may choose, we are a stronger society.
Bow. So you heard her. When the government is not interfering, people make better decisions. I would think so, Kamala. Right? Kamala, how come you can use common sense when it comes to killing the baby? How come you can use common sense when it comes to women running away from their personal responsibilities? Yeah, you like that one. I know you do. But when it comes to the vaccine, you're dumb retarded. How does that work? Ladies and gentlemen, how does that work? How can you have logic on this side and then on the other side you're dumb as rocks? How does that work? I want to know. I'm pretty sure my audience would like to know too. I can tell you how it works when you're not being genuine. When you're pushing a narrative and an agenda. That's what it comes down to. I want people to see this again one more time. Kamala Harris, she's for the government interfering with your decision to take the vaccine. But she's not for the government's interference to stop women from absconding from their personal responsibility. Here we go once more again. Make sure you share.
When people are able to design their lives in a way that they can determine their own futures, we are a stronger democracy and we are a stronger nation. When people are able to make choices without government interference for themselves in terms of their well-being and the well-being of their family in consultation with whomever they may choose, we are a stronger society.
Bow. So there you go. Kamala knee pads Harris. Remember I told you she got some really thick ass knee pads? Absolutely. She's down there once more again. Down there. So I want people to see this. Kamala knee pads Harris is showing you that she's for the lie. She's for the agenda. And you can't get around that. Moving forward, I want to speak about President Trump. President Trump had an interview yesterday, and let me tell you, it was fantastic. It was the bomb. It was the bomb, baby. Absolutely. President Trump spoke about being woke, and I want people to hear this, all right? He says that being woke means you're loser. Remember I told you that? Being woke means that you're a loser. Can't make this stuff up. Make sure you guys share. Here we go.
And now, the meeting of the minds, part 4.
When they see that Antifa is not prosecuted and they kill people in Portland and Seattle and all these other places, they take over a large portion of Seattle.
Yeah.
People die. They walk in and beat the hell out of the store owners, and they take it over. And if I didn't send in, I was getting ready to send in the National Guard and maybe the military. And they heard that, and all of a sudden they left. It's an amazing thing. Same thing in Minnesota. When
mostly peaceful.
Always peaceful. You ever see peaceful? How about the
Summer
CNN,
of Love, they called it.
How about the CNN reporter saying, this is a peaceful protest, and then you look behind him, the entire city is burning down. Did you ever see that scene?
No, it's classic.
This is peaceful, and we appreciate the peace, and rocks are being thrown at the guy. It is so.
And they
fake.
deny the rising crime that's going on because of the defunding of the police ideology and the demoralization of the cops, and none of the networks are covering it except for Fox.
They don't prosecute murderers, killers. A guy killed an old woman, a grandmother, the other day. They don't even talk about it. They only go after Republicans. It's true. The prosecutors. They only go after Republicans. What people are getting away with in New York, what they're getting away with in Chicago. I mean, look at Chicago, where they say 113 people were shot at and 28 died.
Yeah.
That's worse than Afghanistan was.
Yeah.
We didn't have that. We didn't lose, I told you, a soldier in many, many months. And here they have 28 people died over a weekend.
Yeah.
It's a disgrace what's going on.
Yeah, Taliban has finally made Afghanistan as dangerous as Chicago. One problem with you running for president again is that you're going to save CNN. You are aware of that.
That's a problem.
Yes, it is a problem.
I'm very proud of what I've done for them. You know, they're down 81%. Now, I don't know, maybe lately with all of this crazy things that are happening, but maybe not, because they don't like to cover Afghanistan.
Right.
And, you know, they're torn.
Yeah.
Because if they cover it, they'll get higher ratings, but they don't want to cover it because it's bad for the radical left Democrats. Right. And they're doing that to protect some of the most incompetent people in the history of politics in terms of office. They're good at getting there. Once they get there, everything turns sour. I won't use the same word I used in Alabama at the rally. But woke, everything turns bad.
Was the woke a response to you? Because you had the politically correct. You come in, you point out how screwed up the politically correct is, and then there's just something worse, more pernicious, which is this woke movement, which is basically saying that America is endemically racist.
I don't know, even the women's soccer team, the woman with the purple hair, she wasn't a fan of mine. She said negative things and then she lost.
Yes.
Because woke means you're a loser.
Right.
Everybody ultimately loses with woke. And I'll tell you, I'm watching parents in Virginia and parents, they're tired of it. They don't want it. They're finally getting it.
Yeah.
The school boards, they're throwing these maniacs out, and it's been great to watch.
Yeah, because
straight up maniacs.
It used to be in campuses, now it's in high schools, critical race theory, being taught in grade schools and stuff, and now parents are finally engaged in showing up, and that's kind of new. Don't you think? It's
new. I ended it in the military.
Yeah.
But as soon as they came in, they put it back in.
Well,
we had guys got paid $444,000 to teach critical race theory and wokeism, okay? To teach it.
Right.
I said, boy, they're highly paid. First I said they're highly paid. Then I said, wait, much more importantly, they're teaching this stuff.
Right.
And, you know, look, Millie never talked to me about that. I knew military.
Yeah.
You know, I knew him from the military. He never was like that.
Yeah.
And he changed because ultimately he was a politician. And I guess he figured he was going to do better with the current people. And isn't that the worst kind of a general?
Do you think Joe's going to last the first term? And do you think Kamala Harris is going to be stepping in?
I don't know. It's probably not appropriate for me to comment on that. But I don't know. I think that when I see a man say a few words, not necessarily well, and then turn around
Not necessarily will.
Somebody said,
Gosh,
really
daughter,
has
you
hair
being
in the front.
nice.
But I see him walk away. He never answers a question.
Yeah, just leaves.
And they're soft questions. And when he did answer them, I remember during the campaign, you know, they're screaming, "Why do you think of this? What do you think of that?" The maniacs. And
He's a
I think
maniac.
one of the, I don't know, maybe I don't get credit for it, maybe I do. Fake news was a great term. People say, "What was your favorite?" I think fake news, nobody had any idea how fake it was. When you watch
You ain't
him ask
lying
him a
about that.
question, and then you see
Super
him
fake.
read the answer off the teleprompter, that means he knows what's going on. I mean, and he'll call, let's see, they told me to ask so-and-so to ask a question. It's so sad
I'm
for our
telling
country.
you.
You know, I got to know Putin and President Xi of China.
This man need a
and
medal.
Kim Jong-un and all of them very well. They're at the top of their game.
Mm-hmm.
When they
Purple
see
hair
the
loser.
scene at the meetings that they've had, where his wife, who's lovely, is screaming, "Come here, Joe. Come here, Joe. Joe." etc.
Like you're a dog.
But when they see that, I can't imagine they're inspired.
Hey, Sean Hannity
Bow.
here. Hey, click here to
Ladies and
subscribe.
gentlemen, my goodness, Trump need to do a podcast. Trump, you need to do a podcast. You just sit down and then I want to work with you, Trump. Yeah, none of the other losers. Me and you work together, Trump. We'll sit down every podcast, right? We'll speak about the folks that pissed you off. Let me tell you, it will be really good, Trump. Yeah, it'll be therapeutic for yourself, sir. Mr. President, it'll be very therapeutic. Let me tell you, sit down and you just unload. Tell us who pissed you off, Mr. President. We would like to know. And I'll be in the back there. I'll put the picture up there, Mr. President. I'll roast you. I'll roast them with you. We'll have a big roast-a-thon. Let me tell you. It'll be beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you got to think about this? I think it's absolutely beautiful. He called these folks out. Right? He called the purple hair loser out. He let you guys know right away that all this woke crap people are doing this, they're losers. Because they only care about that. They don't care about doing well. They don't care about being the best, being good. They don't care about that. They care about nonsensical BS. That's what they care about. And then he spoke about Biden, roasted Biden up and down. Right? He showed how weak and feckless Biden is. Right? Like he's a little doggy, right? His wife says, "Joe, come here, Joe. Come here, Joe." Like he's a little dog. Ladies and gentlemen, he has to read off the teleprompter. You know, he's not authentic. And that's what Trump was getting down to. The man is not authentic. Not at all. And he's pointing out these real things. That's why I tell folks that people have a hunger for realness, for being authentic. They're tired of all the fake crap. And I don't think these politicians understand that. Once they go against somebody who's authentic and real, they're going to lose. Because being fake, it will only take you so far. When you're authentic and real, you don't have to play that game. So that should be a message to the politicians going forward. Because there's politicians, a whole bunch of them like Trump, like myself, who are coming up. And once we go against you, you're not going to win. All that fakeness will be shown through and through. And if Biden was to go against Trump right now once more again, that's all he has to say. Everybody and their mama know how weak he is. We have to be able to point out the fakers. And that's what Trump is exhibiting here right now. He's telling you that the fakers are the folks who claim to be woke. They are losers! Just like he said. Woke means you're a loser. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, Trump speaks about 9/11, and he has a message for Americans today. He says, America will be great again. I want you guys to take a look at this. Make sure you share.
For the great people of our country, this is a very sad day. September 11th represents great sorrow for our country. Many things were displayed that day, including, most importantly, the bravery of our police, fire, and first responders of every kind. The job they did was truly unbelievable. We love them and we thank them. It is also a sad time for the way our war on those that did such harm to our country ended last week. The loss of 13 great warriors and the many more who were wounded should never have happened. Overall, 250 people were killed in Afghanistan last week, and so many more were seriously injured. We had $85 billion of the finest and most sophisticated military equipment taken from us without even a shot being fired. The leader of our country was made to look like a fool, and that can never be allowed to happen. It was caused by bad planning, incredible weakness, and leaders who truly didn't understand what was happening. This is the 20th year of this war and should have been a year of victory and honor and strength. Instead, Joe Biden and his inept administration surrendered in defeat. We will live on, but sadly, our country will be wounded for a long period of time. We will struggle to recover from the embarrassment this incompetence has caused. Do not fear, however. America will be made great again.
There you go. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you got to think about this? Trump putting out the business. Trump putting out the business. So he says America will be great again. Absolutely. The incompetence of Joe Biden has really put a stain and a tarnish on this nation. It really has. It will take us some time to recover from this, but we can recover. The president's message was very strong, and that's a message that we need in our country. We don't need none of the Joe Biden rhetoric. We need folks to be strong. Absolutely. And the president instills courage. He instills strength. He instills hope. Right? He even speaks like he's still still the president. The other guy doesn't speak like that at all. And then something you see here, ladies and gentlemen. You see this. You see the American flag in the background. Something that Joe Biden and his cronies don't do. I want folks to understand that. Joe Biden and his cronies don't do this. Why? Don't they care about America? Ladies and gentlemen, don't they care about America? These are the folks who claim to be, running our nation. These are the folks. So it blows my mind that we can have a president that is really for America here. Really for America. Versus the one, ladies and gentlemen, who is not. What a man. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for today. I want to thank everybody for coming on in here, everybody for hitting that like button, everybody for sharing. I'll be on with our good friend Anthony Allen tomorrow, giving you guys the good word. We'll be streaming at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that's what it is. I want to thank everybody for donating, everybody for hitting that like button, everybody for sharing. Really do appreciate it. On this September 11th, this day should, in my eyes, be an example of what can happen to this nation and how we can come together. Because before Barack Obama, the first black devil in chief, before he took office, 9/11 brought a lot of people together, no matter what political aisle you were on. And it seems like we have moved away from that because the administration and people on the left have injected color in everything they speak about. We were unified and now we are divided like no other. I like to get back to unity with people who love America. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our show. You guys take care. Have a beautiful day, and I'll catch you guys here tomorrow, 7 p.m. with our good friend Anthony Allen, flaming for 2 hours, giving you guys the good word. Love ya. Have a good night.
Hey, let's run up a milli.